evening, boys and girls. How are we all doing? Welcome back to another stream on the channel. Match previews are back and the new era begins. Dean Smith's first game in charge is a trip to the Etihad. Tonight we're here for the match preview and predict the lineup as we look ahead to this massive game at both ends of the table. We all know how important this game is for Leicester, but it's also a very important one for Man City, as you know, pretty much Man City should be winning this game quite comfortably, you would say. But yeah, drop a like on the stream. Let me know your thoughts in the chat throughout. If you watch this back on replay, make sure to let me know your thoughts as well. But yeah, let's get into the chat. Few of you guys in here already, so big up to you guys. Leicester Fox is in here. Leicester for life. Hello everyone and welcome to the stream. The first comments on Welp, which yeah, it's probably going to be the case tomorrow. Sorry if I keep having to sniff up. The hay fever is killing me right now, but yeah, we're still here. Looking ahead to this game, but as we know, it's massive. Dean Smith's first game in charge, probably the toughest game you could possibly get. But in a sense, I think it could work out quite nicely. Probably not nicely, but it's. I wouldn't like to say a free hit, but it kind of is in a sense, because Dean Smith can obviously set out his new tactics, his new plans with the team. The team can work together for the first time under Dean Smith, and it's in the game where Leicester have no pressure on us whatsoever. The favourites are clearly Man City. Most people are going to predict Man City to win this 4-5, 6-0. To be fair, and I don't really blame him. But you know, this is the type of game where Leicester can go out there, experiment to some extent, but you know, we can try the new tactics, and it's not going to come at as much of a cost. Obviously, we need to pick up a point or you know, 3 points. But you know, if we could do that, that'd be incredible. But there's no real pressure, and that's why I kind of say it is, you know, kind of a free hit kind of game. But overall, we want to be going to the Man City tomorrow and picking up the win. I have to wipe my nose already, boys, because the hay fever is killing me. And going to Man City tomorrow is going to be very fun. Yeah, let's get into the chat then. We'll go through the press conference team lineup as well, which is very interesting. We all know how good Man City are, so I don't really need to talk to you guys about them. Obviously, they beat Bayern Munich in midweek. They're on a very good run in all competitions at home as well. So, yeah, let's get it, boys. Like the positivity. Dean Smith played in March, 100% agree. Not confident for this game. All wrong comment. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really confident, but I'd say obviously I'm more confident than I would be if it was Rodgers or Sadler, because I think, I don't know, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. Obviously, when I originally got the tickets for this game, I thought it would probably be Rodgers in charge, and, you know, just kind of accepted it. But, you know, if Leicester are ever going to get a result, this is the time really at Man City. New manager bounce. No one's expecting us to win. Man City did play on Wednesday. It was Wednesday, wasn't it? Yeah. Was it? No, Tuesday, weren't they? They played on Tuesday against Bayern Munich. So they may be a bit tired, but they could probably rest the whole team and still beat us, to be fair. And that'll probably be the case. We're going to die. Bit extreme, but yeah. Dean calls with Craig and Terry, so I feel like they do well at Leicester. Hope to see the new tactics, and that is 100% right. I think, as I've said a few times on there, them three is massive. You've seen the training videos. John Terry is getting heavily involved in there. He's playing a part in it, which I do like to see. I like the coaches to get involved. Obviously, I don't really expect some coaches, the older ones, to get involved, but like, you know, Roy Hodgson playing ball with Eze and Zaha at Palace. Hold on a second, boys. But it's good to see them three. And yeah, I think the team selection tomorrow is going to be the most interesting team in the whole season, really, in about 4 years, really, because it's going to be interesting. We'll talk about the injuries later, which is going to heavily impact the team and the formation. But there's quite a few players who Leicester may not have been playing well. We as fans have not seen it, you know, as consistently in recent years, who could really get a start, because, you know, it's a completely fresh start. We could see Vestergaard play tomorrow, boys. We could see Bertrand. Don't want them to, but there's always that chance. And players like Vestergaard and Soonchu have been kind of, you know what I mean, thrown out by Brendan, and now pretty much straight back in the mix for contention. And it looks like it will be a back five / a back three tomorrow, but we'll talk about that a bit later on. Do you remember me? Daddy and Martin? Of course I do. Hope to see some fight and desire, 100%. Iverson very underrated. You know, it's all right, Ethan, mate. We winning 3-2. Josh's gonna be flying down the stairs. I hope so. I would take a broken leg for a win. This hay fever is absolutely a nightmare. But a 3-2 win would be pretty mental. But yeah, we'll talk score predictions later. But yeah, let's get into the team news. I won't run it through too long because you guys probably already know. But yeah, Yuri Tillemans is back in contention just in tomorrow. I don't think he'll start. He'll probably be on the bench and then make him on. But it's good to see Yuri back in. The sad news is that Ricardo and Ricky will be both missing the game. Looks like Barnes may be back for the weekend for next week against Wolves. Ricardo is probably going to be out for the rest of the season, to be fair, because the guy cannot stop getting injured. So that is the team news based on that. And obviously Smith has been talking about John Terry. He's been speaking very highly of the whole package they bring, in particular with John Terry and what he can bring to the team, especially defensively, as we discussed last on Tuesday night with Harry, I think it was. Obviously, we were talking about the defensive structures and things like that. He talks about the confidence, which is clearly very low, and that's been his main point in training, to try and get the confidence back, make training more enjoyable, and just to make the whole surrounding a bit better. I'm going to keep looking out the way because I don't think you guys are going to want to see me trying to wipe my nose on a bit of tissue. But yeah, obviously the very experienced in the relegation fight as well. We talked about Shakespeare and Terry's experiences, and obviously they were at Villa at times, and they've all had experience taking teams away from the relegation zone. Obviously Shakespeare at Leicester as well when he was manager, and of course when he was assistant for Nigel Pearson. And as you could imagine, Smith was full praise of the club's training facilities. So there we go, classic stuff. Rumour has it it's nil. Oh, I read it as 8-0, but yeah, 0-0 in the 85th minute. Josh dangerously jumps from the stands somewhere, survives Tillemans. Yeah, maybe. I am in the I'm in the upper tier tomorrow, so maybe a bit difficult, but I like it. But if we do score tomorrow, it'll be carnage and it'll be good atmosphere. And that's what I mean. It's a complete fresh start. The fans are going to be up for it. The players are going to want to prove a point as well. And yeah, it's just one of them games where you kind of look forward to it a bit more. Obviously, it is Man City. And that's what I mean. Nobody in world football is expecting Leicester to get anything tomorrow. So there's no pressure whatsoever. Obviously, Leicester embarrass themselves and get battered, 4-5-0. That would not do the confidence any good at all. But, I think the most important thing tomorrow is performance. The points come as a bonus, in my opinion. Obviously, the points are heavily needed. There's not long left, but do you know what I mean? It's Man City way. It's the toughest game in world football right now, to be fair. Obviously, there'll be some changes, but you've got the obvious threats of Haaland, etc., etc. But yeah, based on that team news, then I think team selection is going to be very key. And we're going to have a quick look at how we could potentially line up tomorrow over at SofaScore. So let's have a quick look at that. I don't know why, but they've gone and put Man City in blue and Leicester in mint, which is a bit annoying. But they are predicting Leicester to line up in a back five, and that is how I see things going as well. So yeah, I think with obviously Barnes out injured, Ricardo missing, that really restricts our width. That really just leaves us with Tete, unless you play Christensen as a right back, Thomas as a left back, and then obviously you put Castagno as a wing back with Tete on the other side, which I can't see them doing. So, or obviously you have got the option of putting Madison on the left or the right and Tete on the left or the right either. But I don't know about Tete really. So I think the back five is going to be what's going to be the case tomorrow. Iverson, I think he'll keep his place in goal, but defensively it could be absolutely anyone because Johnny Evans is back in contention. You've got players like Vestergaard, obviously you've got Wout, Harry, and Daniel Amati who are on here. I'm probably missing a few others as well, but it's going to be incredibly interesting to see who starts. I think Johnny Evans will play a part in this relegation battle. I don't know if he'll start. So personally, it's tough, man. It really is tough. Who goes into? I think Sutar and Wu are guaranteed, but I don't know about the final place. I really don't know. But I think the back four, what did you say four? Back five is nailed on really. And obviously you have the wing backs in Victor and Timothy Castagna. Midfield's interesting as well. Will Dewsbury Hall play? Could Dennis Pratt be in there? Who's going to play the more holding role? Would it be Wolf, Buba, Pappy? It could be absolutely anyone. Obviously, I think Madison's nailed on. And then the front two is interesting as well. Patterson and Kelechi they've gone with here, but it could quite easily be Vardy. But I think Ian actually will be involved tomorrow. Then the one player I was missing was Souncho, who was actually rumoured to start. So I completely forgot about him. So based on the rumours, I think the back three will be as said here. So be Woutfaz, Harry Sutar, and Kagol Souncho, who obviously Souncho did play in the game against Man City earlier on this year, and obviously we didn't do too bad in that one. But usually on the Brendan, we obviously just sat back for the whole game, barely had the ball. And I don't know about Dean Smith. I expect us to try and sit back, but I don't know to as much extent as we used to do under Rodgers because every time we played Man City, we just didn't really attack at all. So, and for times we didn't even touch the ball for about 5 minutes. So it's going to be interesting to see how defensively Dean Smith does go, because I think he's going to want to have the attacking players involved and getting on the ball and just getting that confidence. Because, you know, if we're sat back for the whole game, soaking up the pressure, Vardy, whoever's up front's got one touch, Maddison's not really involved. And, you know, if we're sitting back, there's pretty much no point even playing players like Maddison, is there? Because he isn't going to affect the game, and his defensive ability, it's all right, but it's obviously that good. So it's one of them, really, boys and girls. We just have to see. But yeah, let us know your thoughts in the chat, boys and girls. What are we thinking? A back five? Are we going with a back four? Do we go with a very narrow formation and play no wingers at all? Which probably could be the case, because right now we are so restricted out wide. But I think Sunchi will play tomorrow. We have no fight anymore. Last time we were 4-0 down versus City, we brought it back to 4-3. That's true, and it's 6-3. Yeah, and that's what I mean in that match. Yeah, I think that game was obviously a pretty crazy one, but I think it's the main thing, honestly, tomorrow is just a bit of fight and passion. I don't want us to, concede an early goal and just roll over. And if we do go 1-0 down, let's not fall apart and just let the goals fly past. I want to see us being quite competitive. Don't show too much. I mean, show some respect to Man City, but obviously not too much. I don't want us to be sitting off them the whole game. I want us to try and attempt and catch on the break, because you never know. Man City have lost a few times this year. You know, there have been I don't know. I think right now Man City are back to the best. But earlier on in the season, you could sometimes get a result against Man City. I know Villa did, obviously Brentford did, Newcastle got a point. So there's possibilities, and obviously the new manager bounce does make me. I don't know why I don't know why I'm confident for the game. I'll probably get battered, but I don't know. I have more confidence, so we'll have to see. Wants Sunchi to play, but I don't know if he will. That's true. There's been a lot of talk on Twitter. There's a few people who may know some inside links have been saying it, but obviously team selection 4:30 tomorrow. We will find out. But I would love to see Cags involved, but we'll just have to see, really. I think defensively is going to be very interesting, and that's going to be a fundamental part, really, because I think going forward we're fine, really. Obviously, in recent weeks, not so much, but if you look at the large part of the season, going forward, we have been absolutely fine. That's probably the 10th time I blow my nose, but 3-5-2. Yeah, it could be that. I think midfielder wise as well, and that's what I mean. It could be absolutely anyone. It could be Dennis Pratt in there. Who does Dean Smith prefer out of a Diddy, Mendy, Samara? Does he go with two? Do you know what I mean? I think Madison's obviously nailed on. You got Yuri who could be involved as well. Like I said, I don't think he'll start, but I think Tillemans will be involved. At some stage tomorrow. I think Dewsbury will play tomorrow, because we just need that energy in midfield. And although technically he's been a bit. I think the whole team's been a bit recently, haven't they? But I think just the energy Kiernan does provide, I think, is going to be key tomorrow. And maybe you want a Diddy in there, who obviously hasn't been that good this year. He's made a few mistakes here and there. But if you look at that Villa game, apart from the mistake he made with the pass to Bertrand Traore, I don't think it was that bad, really. So I think you need that. And obviously, you do want the outball in James Maddison. So I think midfielder-wise, it probably could be Wilf, KDH, and Manners, really. I think if Tillemans was fit enough to start, there'd be a bit more of a mix between Kiernan and him. But I think going forward, you want Ian Atcher in the team just to get ourselves out, because obviously Ian Atcher can come a bit short, take it to feet and then spin it. If you play like Daka and Vardy, or just Daka or just Vardy, there's no chance we get out, is there? Because they just can't hold the ball up at all. And then the wing backs in Castagna and Christensen are going to be so far deep defensively. There's just no way to get out, and it'll just be that same pattern. So for me, I think we go with two up top tomorrow to help just get out, and then obviously we can push forward. So that's the way I see it. But yeah, let me get back into the chat. If you're just joining, I keep going out of picture because I got bad hay fever, so I don't think you guys want to see me doing Leicester about Barnes and Madison and Pereira. Don't know about Matt. I think Madison's fine, but yeah. Surely can't play. Well, yeah, you never know. Amati always seems to get a game under whatever manager. Do you think Vestergaard will get some games under Smith? I don't know. Potentially, I think he'll give Vestergaard a chance. Obviously, it just depends to what kind of centre back Dean Smith wants to play. If he wants someone very tall, although we have got Suit on now, but I don't think so. But it's obviously there's a much bigger chance of it happening than under Brendan. Obviously, under Brendan there was 0% chance at all. Why was Stout and the other assistant playing Vardy when he clearly did? Yeah, exactly. 100% agree. Don't get it. And personally, if I had the choice, I'll go with Daka and Ian Atcher tomorrow because I know Daka hasn't been that good this year, but when Leicester did go on that run where we beat West Ham, Wolves, Everton, etc., Daka was the man starting up front. I know he didn't really score in them games. He did impact them a bit. And I know, it's just a bit of a coincidence how that, he started and that's when the run happened. So I don't know about Daka. But I think, still keep him going. He's still good, but he's just too old now. Yeah, you can't really expect too much from Vardy now. Triple captain Haaland, don't blame you. Balogun, what do you think? Yeah, I did see that. I think for now we just try and focus on survival instead of transfer targets because, if we get relegated, there's no chance we get anyone like him. I was about to say Haaland has never scored against Leicester. That's true. Let's not say that. Obviously, he was injured ready for the other game. I feel it's damage limitation game. We will lose, but let's try and not get thrashed for the sake of confidence and goal difference. I was just crept down from this bad run. Yeah, that's right. That is a good point. But yeah, I just think tomorrow the main thing for me is performance. I think that's the main thing for you guys, and that's probably going to be the main thing for Dean Smith. I think deep down, Dean Smith will know. It's going to be an absolute mission to get anything tomorrow. But you never know. You never know. We could catch Man City on an off day. There's going to be massive confidence within the group. There could be a sense of complacency, but I don't think Pep will allow that. But yeah, it's one of them. There's always a chance in football. There's always a chance. Just give it to it 100%, and that's what I don't want to see tomorrow. I want to see is if we go 1-0 down, which is probably going to be the case, let's not completely sink. Let's keep playing our game until the last minute and show the league what we're about really, and that's the most important thing in my opinion. Because we've got some very important games coming up after this. We've got Wolves at home, which is absolutely massive. Obviously got Leeds in a few. I think that's the next game, and then we've got teams at Everton at home and stuff. So yeah, and after, but yeah, I know, but I'm trying to be positive here, right? I'm trying to think of some positives, and if we win, I'll come back to this again, Jerry, mate. Come back, all right? It's going to be some game. I think it's going to be one of them. I can't see it being low scoring, especially. I don't know though, because if Leicester just completely sit back like we usually do, Man City always seem to struggle to score against us. Obviously, in the game at the King Power was like De Bruyne stunner, weren't it, from the free kick? So that's the only reason why they broke us down, really. 1-0 down versus Bournemouth and Southampton, 1-1 versus Palace, where why give up, keep trying, and the Palace game we had like 3. I know exactly that. And that's what I mean. I don't expect us to have tons of shots to target tomorrow, but that Bournemouth game was absolutely horrific. I barely watched half of it, but from the stuff I watched, it was absolutely dreadful. And that's the thing, Leicester just don't seem to sustain any attacks either. When's the last time Leicester built a few attacks up, had a few corners, maintained the pressure? It's just one shot and then, it's straight back and it's kind of end-to-end type of stuff. If you look at the Palace game, the amount of attacks they sustained in that game, and Leicester just do not push teams backwards. And obviously, I don't expect us to do that against the Big Six, but against Bournemouth at home, you should be having attacks constantly throughout the whole game. Really, obviously not full on, but you know what I mean. It's like we had like an attack here and there, then it was just Bournemouth who just sustained all pressure on us, and that's what I mean. I don't expect us to do that, and that's what Man City will do to us tomorrow. It's going to be constant, and if we switch off any second, we're done. So simple as that. I want to win. It's going to be hard. I hope we can show them fight, passion, and desire, so we can stay up. Vamos. Got about the lads, though, this toxicity is not good for the players too. Maybe frustrated, that won't help. But yeah, 100%. I think the fans will be fully behind. I think obviously towards the end of the Rodgers campaign, it did get very toxic. I was at Southampton, which was quite toxic, but I think Palace was even worse than that, weren't it, towards the end? But yeah, I think I don't think the fans. If we lose tomorrow, I don't think there'll be any boos really now. I feel bad for Maddison. He seemed heartbroken in the Bournemouth interview. He did. At least some players understand. 100%. Ethan's got the confidence. Oh my God, my nose. Jesus. I got to film the intro to the vlog after this. I'm gonna be dying. Hate to say it, but Maddison isn't relegation though. 100%. That's what I mean. We just can't afford to get relegated. But yeah, let's have a quick look on SofaScore then at the Man City side of things. I don't know if this will be the team, obviously, but it's going to be similar. They've obviously gone with Riyad on the right. This could obviously Jack Grealish is in top form right now. if we've got Castagno and Marty, it's not looking good, boys. But hopefully this guy will suit you here and we'll have a bit more of a chop. But yeah, imagine Grealish versus Castagno and Marty. We've got no chance. Obviously, got Haaland as the obvious threat. But I fancy Sutar, Obviously, Haaland's an absolute pace machine and he's got everything on it. But I think Julian Alvarez could play a part as well. He's obviously been good. But Man City just got everything. John Stones has been playing in this kind of inverted fullback kind of role in midfield, really. And it's just John Stones, in my opinion, is very, very, very. He's a very good player, very underrated. So I think I don't know. That's what I mean. There could be so many changes. God, my nose. It's not looking good, boys. But yeah, I don't really need to go for the threats of Man City. I think Pep said in his interview today, if we don't win, that's the title over. So no pressure, boys. No pressure. The mighty Leicester are coming to town. Obviously, we've got the injuries here. Bertrand's still doubtful. Obviously, Foden out for Man City. And yeah, apart from that, they are fully fit for the game. So they could probably play their third team and still have a good go against us. Let's be honest. Yeah, let's get back. Did that even go on? I don't think he even put that on the screen, did I? No, I'm an absolute muppet. Anyway, right, I've gone through that. I was clicking on players, but you guys didn't even see it. Clever stuff. On the ropes we are. Yeah, Palace was the worst. The midget. We shouting from the seat, and he decided to have to leave. The fear in my voice is unmatched. Jeez. We want Rodgers up. I know. That's what I was going to say. That it seems a long time, even since Smith got appointed, which was when Tuesday night, wasn't it? Monday night. It's crazy, isn't it? Bring John Terry. Honestly, I would rather pay John Terry than Daniel Amata. On God. I know it's annoying, man. To be fair, I'm struggling right now, boys. I'm struggling, but I'm doing all right. The best I can, man. I hope you're doing all right, and I'm doing all right, mate. Hopefully you're all right as well. I predicted 4-2 in that stream earlier, but I never said who I thought would score. Haaland double, De Bruyne with one, and Mahrez with one. Leicester, Iheanacho suited. So I'll probably take that, to be fair. If we could score 2 goals, beautiful. But yeah, you know what? Talking of score pictures, then, boys and girls, let me know in the chat. What are we thinking? What are we thinking, boys and girls? Let's go on to Ethan's comment. Bertrand has been in training. Imagine his life. Go to training, collect 75k, sit at home. Stupid, isn't it? It really is. I was at the Leicester Villa game. Someone said Brendan is still secretly here. Probably. I'm great. Thanks. Good stuff. You're struggling, but you're going, of course, Ethan. Of course, I'll be fine. 100%. It'll be all right. I'll have a few, and I won't even realise it. How we doing, Ant? Oh, the boys. See you tomorrow. I think you are going, aren't you? Battling through it like an LCFC Ultra. Yeah, passion. God, oh, Dean Smith's Blue Army, mate. 3-1 Man City. I don't know. I think, just like I said, not too much score, but the performance. If we can put a decent performance in, I think that's the main thing tomorrow. But yeah, just like I said, as long as you don't get turned over, keep the confidence to a decent level, and push on into the big games. We are winning tomorrow. Ethan knows ball, mate. I haven't said my score prediction yet, boys. I can't. I ain't singing that now, mate. I ain't got the energy. Can't be. I can't. Got to be honest. 3-2 Leicester. Check snap. I will do after this. Yeah, my score prediction, boys and girls. Just let me do my nose quick. There we go. My score prediction is going to be a 1-1 draw. Crazy, isn't it? But yeah, I'm going to go 1-1 with a very head. It's a very head prediction, not heart, of course. But yeah, I think we can get a point. Why not? 1-1, boys. Up to 6. Not gonna lie, I'm feeling 2-1 Leicester. Tag's getting put in the back 5, and we'll Daka. We will have Daka Cooks in the two. I think that's 2-1. Yeah, I love that. Yeah, I think Sunchu is going to be massive. Wouldn't mind Balogun, to be honest. To be fair, sorry. I know he's having a good season and he used to be at Arsenal, but now we would have Daka, Iheanacho, Vardy and Balogun. That would be cooking next year. I'm saying 3-2 to the Foxes. I'm liking the Ethan and Rene connection there. Hopefully huge 3 points. Daka reunited with Haaland. That is true. Back the voice tomorrow. See your hearts out for the lads. There we go. Nice early start for me tomorrow as well. It's about 6:30. I've got to get up because I'm having breakfast with my mates at 8. Then I got to get the bus at 10. So yeah, getting up at stupid o'clock. Would even start late? Could it be even? I don't know, man. I don't know. It's tough to really think about that. But to be fair, mate, right now I ain't really thinking about transfers. I just want to stay up, and then we can push on and get Graham Potter, and then we'll European tour in a few years. We love the positivity, boys and girls. But yeah, about 5 minutes ago, boys. If you've got any other questions, feel free to let me know. We've pretty much gone through everything. What else is to talk about? Leicester, to be fair, we don't really have too much of a we don't have that bad of a record at Man City, really. I know we usually lose there, but most teams do. And we did get the win a few years ago, so 5-2. One up from doesn't work for us. Let's be honest. Yeah, 100%. I think that's exactly that. We need 2 up top tomorrow. Just especially because it's Man City as well. Generally, it doesn't work, but especially against Man City, where we're going to be restricted. We're going to be under the cosh for quite a lot of it. And when we do have the ball, we do need to have that out ball. And if we do play 2 up top, we can't afford to have even one of them dropping deep, because I've seen that recently. When Leicester are trying to defend Leeds, you have the striker incredibly far back, pretty much in the midfielder line. And then obviously if you get the ball, there's nowhere to go. And it's just constant pressure. And let's be honest, if Daka's the lone striker, he's going to do that much defensively? I don't think so. Just leave him up. And even from corners, we do it as well. Bring every single player back, and then there's zero chance of a counter. Just don't get it. Really don't get it. Get the violins out. You know it, mate. You know it. Even when Daka is bad, I feel he offers more than Vardy. I agree. 100%. Hello, AB. Welcome to the stream. As an Arsenal fan, I'm backing Leicester to win 2-1. I mean, yeah, the Arsenal fans are on our side tomorrow, aren't they? My favourite would be 3-5-2. Yeah, I think that's probably going to be the case. I don't think Smith would have, if Smith had the full options of wingers, I don't think he would play that. But based on the players available, I think he will be forced into doing that. I know he did play a back 5 at Villa at times, but obviously his preferred formation and tactic is obviously the 4-3-3 pretty much, or 4-2-3-1. So, yeah, I think it'll be that tomorrow, though. Let's move in. Yeah, that's what I mean. And Daka, he does make them runs in behind. He's very fast, and if he does start, the Man City players will be aware of that. Obviously, Man City defensively are incredibly quick as well. But it's I think Daka's the player who can cause a big issue. So, yeah, I think tomorrow Daka and Kelechi up top. Vardy as an impact sub, maybe. Vardy, Yuri, impact. Dennis Pratt, maybe. Maybe another centre back just to freshen things up as well. And it could be a Diddy at centre back tomorrow. I don't know. That's what I mean. It's going to be very interesting. Who would be the next manager next season? That's the big question. If we stay up, Graham Potter's still on the cards, but if we go down, could still be Dean Smith. But I don't have a clue. Even if we lose, which I think we will, I hope that Dean changes. I think he will. I'm much more confident we'll stay up now. And to be fair, I am quite confident we do stay up. I'm not going to lie. It would be such a nice thing to lose one at Bournemouth, yeah, and then beat Man City away, of course. I think we'll score a couple and have a real better performance. And that's the thing. I do see us scoring tomorrow, but just a case of how many Man City score, obviously. But yeah, I don't think we can do too much. But just like I was saying, performance tomorrow is the key element. Sorry, Everton's last game versus Villa, we were better. Just for even. Sorry, yeah, it's like 100%, and that's what I mean. I can't work out the drop off for the Bournemouth game, because I thought against Villa we weren't actually that bad, and we were going forward quite nicely. The players looked a bit more confident. Defensively, we were still a bit shaky here and there, but that's what I mean. I just can't work out how he dropped off so badly in the Bournemouth game. Because against Villa, I thought the confidence was quite good, especially players like Barnes. I'm hoping for Daka Brace. Please help us get closer to the title. Imagine the scenes. You never know. Even before Vardy was slowly turning off, I still thought Daka and Vardy was better than Daki. Vardy and Daka. Oh, Jesus Christ. Right, let's start that again. Daka and Vardy was better than Vardy and Nacho. I can't. Yeah, I just read it out. Senior Man is way too good. He's clear of Daka and Vardy, isn't out of question. I think with Iheanacho, I don't know. It's one of them really. If he's on it, he's proper on it. Again, some games he's touching I don't know. It's weird because his stats are really good, but then some games he just doesn't seem to do too much and pops up with a goal out of nowhere. And then the other games he's absolutely on it and doing everything. It's weird. Off topic, do you think you'll win the Premier League? That's a tough question. Obviously, it sounds obvious, but it all depends on the Man City Arsenal game, obviously. But I think you guys will get it just though. There'll be like a point in it, but it'll be very, very close. Obviously, the pressure's all on you guys. I think Arsenal got some quite difficult games coming up as well. Um, did he send back? No, thank you. Fair enough. When he plays, at least he tries a little bit. Yeah, love and Diddy, but yeah, I don't know about Wilf. It's weird, isn't it? Really weird. Now, John Terrell strengthened our defensive players. Clean sheet, or we only concede one. Hopefully. I mean, if we concede one tomorrow, I'll take that. Maybe we've been missing Tillemans. Yeah, that's very true, and that's probably is true. Tillemans coming back is absolutely massive, and I hope he does play part tomorrow. But yeah, again, I don't want us to rush him back in, and if we are losing 3-0, isn't much point even bringing him on. Let's be honest, we save him for Wolves, where he'll be pretty much fully fit and ready to go. I'm so happy we beat Villa and Spurs back in Feb. Those were two games. I know. I mean, imagine if we didn't win them two games now, we'd be absolutely stuffed. So it's just crazy. And back then, to be fair, I thought Leicester were back. I remember I said I think we'll be fine to stay up, and now look at us, crazy. Cheers, good and Blue Fox, mate. Thank you for getting involved in the chat. I'll see you later. And if you're still here, it might be a bit late to your stream. I think Ant's going last. So I'm going to wrap this up in a minute as well. City will win the league. Man City, yeah, Leicester. It's crazy to even think with a draw at Newcastle and City could adapt. And that's what I mean. And right now, Man City are just one of them runs where they just look unstoppable. And Arsenal are just going to have to match it, clearly, aren't they? And I think, obviously, the game of the Etihad is absolutely massive. I can see Man City winning it, but Man City do have some tough games. I think the trip to Brentford will be very difficult, and that's where it could be won and lost. Obviously, you guys have got trips to Newcastle as well. So, yeah, it's going to be very tough. And, towards the end of the season, there is usually a strange result. But Man City are just relentless right now in all competitions. Obviously, I've got Champions League. You guys haven't got any other games apart from the Prem, have you? So, yeah. Yeah, that's true. It was against Bournemouth. Diddy has been good recently, apart from the moment of Mandas versus Villa, which is also partly Mendy's fault. That is true. Not had a clean sheet since the West Ham game. Jesus, yes. Walsall away. But yeah, I think my Sunday league team could have kept a clean sheet against them. But yeah, it's been a while on it since a clean sheet in the Premier League in the Barclays. I did see that. I just saw the thing about Justin Taroma, which is going to be interesting. Obviously, Jose out there, but don't know if we get relegated. It's probably what happen. Tomorrow going to be a good game. I think you mean by that. Yeah, should be. Personally, 3-2 Man City. Fair enough. Hope Arsenal win the league. There we go. I fear having no Barnes. Yeah, same. I think Barnes has probably been our best player recently. I think Madison's been a bit off it. And yeah, Barnes, yeah, it's a bit of a shame in it, but hopefully he'll be back and raring to go for Wolverhampton at home. He does usually score against Wolves. That's literally no good winger. I know, that's what I mean. It's perfect timing in it. Ricardo gets another injury as well. It'd be nice to see a new team win the league, City will win it. Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be very crazy end to the season in it, boys and girls, but we will have to wait and see. But our focus is sadly on the relegation battle, and that is where we're going to wrap up the stream tonight. If you have enjoyed it, if you want Leicester to win tomorrow or not get hammered, drop a like on the stream. The amount of likes we get is the amount of Daniel Iverson saves. So there we go, boys and girls. But yeah, obviously I will be at the game tomorrow, so there will be a matchday vlog coming out about midnight tomorrow, so pretty much Sunday morning. So make sure to go and check that one out. Yeah, massive game tomorrow. We'll see what happens. A new era begins, and it's going to be a very intriguing one to watch. But yeah, thank you, boys, for coming in tonight. It's heavily appreciated. Thank you for putting up with my hay fever, and hopefully it will be cleared for the next couple of streams as well. But yeah, drop a like, subscribe to the channel, all of that good stuff, and I will see you boys tomorrow at the Etihad for a very big one. But yeah, Leicester are going to win tomorrow, 3-2, as Ethan's been saying. So yeah, up the boys, Dean Smith's Blue White.